Welcome to our channel. If you're serious about improving your English fluency and training your brain to think in English without translating, then this video is for you. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our language learning tips. Now, let's get started. One of the biggest challenges for English learners is the habit of translating from their native language before speaking. This slows you down, makes conversation difficult, and can lead to awkward phrasing. The key to fluency is training your brain to think directly in English. To do this, you need to create an immersive environment where English becomes your default mode of thinking. The first step is to surround yourself with as much English as possible in your daily life. Change the language settings on your phone, computer, and social media. Listen to English podcasts, watch movies, and read books in English. The more exposure you have, the more natural English will become in your mind. Start by thinking in simple words and phrases. Throughout the day, describe what you see and what you are doing in English. If you're drinking coffee, say to yourself, "I am drinking coffee." When you walk to work, think, "I am walking to work." This may seem basic, but it's a crucial step in rewiring your brain to use English automatically. Gradually increase the complexity of your thoughts. Instead of just naming objects, form short sentences about your plans, opinions, or emotions. For example, instead of thinking, "It's cold," try, "I need to wear a jacket because it's cold outside." Another powerful technique is using visual associations. When you learn a new word, don't translate it into your native language. Instead, connect it to an image or feeling. If you learn the word apple, picture a red apple instead of thinking of the word in your native language. This way, your brain will retrieve the English word faster. You can also create mind maps or use flashcards with pictures instead of translations. Talking to yourself in English is another excellent way to train your brain. Narrate your actions, have imaginary conversations, or practice explaining things aloud. If you're cooking, describe the steps in English. If you're getting ready for work, talk yourself through your morning routine. This might feel strange at first, but it's one of the most effective ways to reinforce English thinking. Thinking in English also requires building a strong vocabulary. The more words and phrases you know, the easier it will be to express yourself naturally. Focus on learning phrases instead of individual words. Instead of memorizing go, to, and school separately, learn go to school as a single phrase. This helps you recall language more quickly and naturally. Practice rapid response exercises to speed up your thinking. Find a list of common questions and try to answer them as quickly as possible in English. Ask yourself, "What did I do yesterday?" Or, "What will I eat for lunch?" and answer immediately without translating. You can also use language apps or online exercises that challenge you to respond fast. Engage in real conversations as much as possible. Join English-speaking communities, take part in online discussions, or practice with a language partner. The more you use English in real-time situations, the more your brain adapts to thinking in English naturally. If you can't find a conversation partner, try speaking with AI chatbots or voice assistants to practice responding without hesitation. Using monolingual dictionaries is another effective strategy. Instead of looking up a word in your native language, use an English dictionary to read the definition in English. This helps you stay in English mode and prevents your brain from reverting to translation. One of the best ways to train your brain is by engaging in immersive activities that force you to think in English. Try journaling in English every day. Write about your thoughts, your plans, or what happened during your day. Writing helps reinforce direct English thinking because it requires you to form complete thoughts without relying on translation. Meditation and visualization exercises can also help. Close your eyes and imagine yourself in an English-speaking situation. Picture yourself ordering food at a restaurant, giving a presentation, or having a casual conversation with a friend. Imagine the dialogue in English and practice responding in your mind. This strengthens your ability to think in English under real-life conditions. Shadowing is another great technique. Listen to native English speakers and repeat what they say as quickly as possible. This forces you to process English at a natural speed and helps train your brain to think in English. Choose materials like podcasts, TED Talks, or news reports, and try to repeat the sentences immediately after the speaker without pausing. Mindset plays a huge role in learning to think in English. Stop worrying about making mistakes. Accept that errors are part of the learning process and focus on communicating rather than being perfect. The more you practice, the easier it will become, and over time, you'll start forming thoughts in English naturally. Challenge yourself daily with different tasks. When grocery shopping, try to list your items in English. When planning your day, think about your schedule in English. If you hear a new word, try to use it in a sentence right away. The more you integrate English into your daily life, the faster your brain will adapt. Consistency is key. Training your brain to think in English won't happen overnight, but with daily practice, you will notice a significant improvement. Start small by replacing a few thoughts each day with English, then gradually increase until it becomes second nature. Keep pushing yourself, stay patient, and celebrate your progress along the way. Practice speaking out loud regularly. Find topics that interest you and talk about them in English. Record yourself and listen to how you sound. Compare your speech to native speakers and adjust your pronunciation, intonation, and fluency. This process will help you become more aware of how you express yourself in English and allow you to refine your skills over time. Another method to strengthen your English thinking is to engage with interactive English content. Play language learning games, participate in English discussion forums, and try real-time speaking challenges. The more actively you use the language, the quicker your brain adapts to thinking in English. Try writing short daily reflections in English. Instead of just journaling about your day, push yourself to express deeper thoughts and ideas. Write about a book you read, a news article you found interesting, or even your goals for the future. The act of putting complex ideas into words in English will help you develop a more natural thought process. A great way to reinforce your learning is by teaching English to someone else. Even if you're not fluent yet, explaining words and concepts to a beginner will strengthen your own understanding and force you to think directly in English rather than relying on translation. Set specific goals to track your progress. Challenge yourself to think in English for 5 minutes a day, then gradually extend that time. Reflect on your improvements and recognize how your thoughts flow more naturally as you continue practicing. The journey to thinking in English fluently takes time, but with consistent effort, it becomes second nature. Start today by choosing 1 or 2 techniques and practicing them consistently. Let me know in the comments which method works best for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips on mastering English fluency. Keep practicing, and soon you'll be thinking in English effortlessly.